All right. Deputy Mark.
While we are supporting this bill 100% and we feel that it is the right way and a move forward, the reason why a bill like this is needed, I think we need to bear in mind. We're not talking about loan books here, we're not talking about pieces of paper, we're talking about people's lives, about families out there who are struggling every day, who are trying to make ends meet and find that they can't do it, and that their very future is in jeopardy. And the government, in its programme for government, set out that it was going to do something about this, that it was going to solve this problem, and it has not solved the problem. And just to make a note of that, yesterday, the Masters list in the High Court, there was 101 loans where there was a down for repossession, and 70 of them was from Allied Irish Bank. And Allied Irish Bank is owned by the state. Now, I assume they're trying to clean up the mess before they sell on the bank or whatever they're doing. But even the Master of the High Court, Mr Honohan, said that he was quoted some time ago as saying that AIB should be sponsoring the court here. So much is their business that's going through it. And that's a reflection of where we are, because all those people with their family homes who went out 10, 15 years ago and took out a mortgage for to buy a house, for to get on with their lives, for to have a sense of a future, those people are having the rug pulled out from under them. And the reality is, Minister, that no matter what we say here, we have to do something to protect them and to protect their future. Another thing that's happening all over the place, and I come across it in my constituency, and I know many people have, is where these loans are sold on the market to vulture funds, and the vulture funds will buy the loans, and in most cases they buy them at a huge cut down. Now, I've had people come to me who have had good mortgages, who have paid their mortgage all the time, and find that they get some letter saying, "Oh, my loan has been sold," and they go back and they say, "Well, can I buy it? Can I buy it at this knockdown price that some vulture fund is going to get it at?" No, they can't. That's refused. That's turned down, and that's something that needs to be dealt with. I also have absolutely firm information that many of these loans are being bought by the vulture funds, knowing them in advance, having advance notice of what the loan is like and what the property is like and what they're getting themselves into, and with no other intention other than selling the property and putting the people out of their home. And we need to resolve these issues. Now, while this bill goes some distance toward doing that, I think there is so much more that needs to be done. Really and truly, what the government needs to do is get tough with the banks. And if we don't do that, we're letting the people of Ireland down. At the moment, everyone out there, including myself, that's paying a mortgage, is paying a mortgage at about 3% interest above the average across the rest of Europe. And that means that in the lifetime of most people's mortgage, they've paid these banks 30,000 or 40,000 more than they should have paid them in interest, than if you were living in France or Germany or any other country. The banks are getting the money at the same place in Germany and France as the Irish banks are getting it off the central bank at practically 0% interest, and yet they are screwing the Irish people when it comes to paying those loans. And that is absolutely obscene in the situation that we are in this country, having come through, the terrible days of the recession and having to see our children all emigrate and everything that we've gone through, that we're still in this situation, that the banks are in the driving seat. Minister, I would appeal to you to please look at this again, support this bill and do more to ensure that the Irish people can have a future, because that's what this is about.